And we kick off this bulletin with what's happening in Mpeketoni. A health crisis appears to be looming just as mortuary attendants struggle with the number of bodies that are there. We have all the details for you coming your way shortly. And as mentioned, that's where we begin. Our reporter Ferdinand Omondi is in Mpeketoni. And Ferdinand, from what we spoke about earlier, people are already picking up the pieces and burying their loved ones.
Yes, good afternoon, Edith. I am actually at a funeral some distance here before to Mpeketoni. There's a home where one of the loved ones have established. His name is Mr. Ngugi. He was a jewelry artisan killed on Sunday night. The funeral service is going on as we speak. And also I was at the mortuary where I saw that the attendants are actually processing the bodies outside the mortuary. There isn't enough space in the mortuary, so it's a bit of a crisis because they've had to, lay a tent has been set out on the field, but that is where the bodies have been laid, and that's where the pressing is being done. It makes for very awkward viewing, and especially for passers-by, because the mortuary is not exactly fenced with the thick vegetation. It's just barbed wire. But they're trying to do their best to unbound the bodies, and then the fact that there isn't enough space in the mortuary means that if people not come and claim the bodies, they'll have to put them back in there, and that's again piling the bodies on top of each other. So that's the situation they have to contend with at the moment, bearing in mind that on top of the 48 who died on Sunday night, another 9 died Monday night.
All right, Ferdinand, could you please also give us an update of the situation on the ground with regard to the security agents who flew there on Tuesday?
We're seeing more and more police officers being deployed to the ground. I've seen the AP's rapid deployment unit, the border patrol unit being intensified. The end squad of the general service unit personnel have also been now assigned to take care of this area. Although here there is a bit of disquiet among some officers of the end squad regarding where it's being posted, but it's something I'm trying to follow up on. The other thing is that the Inspector General himself and the Cabinet Secretary, Julius Olelenku, are here. Mr. Olelenku is here to, again, the top government official is assistance on security meeting. We've been expecting them to address us from about 11, but that hasn't happened yet because the meeting hasn't ended. And hopefully Israel can be able to get some official data for them on whether they have made any arrests, or they have any leads or anything like that.
All right.
The other situation is that there were people who spent the night, if you watched my story last night, basically in a bushy area where they had to make clearings and so on. We are also about to go there to find out how they spend the night and how the situation is like for them, and whether they have sufficient supplies.
All right, and Ferdinand, you've just preempted my next question as to the status of the people there. There were reports of exodus from people who were living in Mpeketoni. Is this still happening?
Well, the Cabinet Secretary himself told them they were not safe where they were, so they had to move to the centralized place. It is very possible that there could be more people moving away because nobody is feeling pretty safe, especially in the distant areas, because around Mpeketoni there may be a bit of enforcement, and the police yesterday have promised patrols in most of the areas, but this area is pretty bad. So the argument of the CS was to tell those people who are far away in the forests where they have built, or the vast tracts of land, to come to a more collected place where that security can be provided, and he promised to have other amenities now presented to them. That is what you have to find out exactly how they're doing, how are their children, do they have the sanitation necessary for them, they have medical facilities available, and how far have they gone with that. In Mpeketoni itself, it has been difficult.
All right, we seem to have lost Ferdinand Omondi. We are having problems with the network in that area. But just in case you missed the first part of that conversation, he did say that security officials led by the CS for Interior, Olelenku, were expected to make an official statement. It was meant to happen at 11, no word yet on when exactly they should appear in front of the cameras to give possibly any leads on any arrests of the people who are behind this act. and of course a crisis looming in Mpeketoni over the mortuary. But the story continues here in Nairobi with the Deputy President William Ruto, and Bonnie Tunya has those details.